And there was a heist, and 3 guys went into the museum and stole 3 paintings worth $42 million in less than 2.5 minutes.
He was the John Gotti of Stockholm who had stolen art pieces that he was trying to unload.
I'm going to play the role of an authenticator buying this painting for the Russian mob. If I lose the money, it loves you eventually. Something went wrong. Did I blow this case?
Superior coastline expecting some decent snowfall with winter weather advisories. I'll give you the details along with the outlooks for warmer temps. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, as the city of Negaunee considers rezoning some land, a group of citizens is hoping to keep it as it is. Tonight, why the city manager says the council wants to rezone the acreage and why the group doesn't. Plus, new information from the State Treasury Department about Michigan's revenue as the legislature works on the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. And the Marquette High School hockey team's secret weapon. We'll introduce you. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Another very cold night, of course, but Ariane, is anyone seeing any snow tonight?
Yes, this is a live look at Houghton as they are under a winter weather advisory. Current temperatures there right now around 11 o'clock, and we'll see that advisory really kick into gear overnight. As you can see, the red bars here starting at around 1 a.m. So your morning commute, if you were up in Ontonagon or Houghton, as well as the northeast coast where we're also under winter weather advisory, you could have a very treacherous morning commute. I'll go over all of these details coming up after the break. Current conditions, though, showing snow showers mostly over the northeast half of the UP, but we'll see that increase. Temps right now, yeah, it's chilly. We've got single digits here, and then we'll see those numbers increasing, but not very soon. I'll tell you when after the break.
Thanks, Ariane. We have new details tonight about why the city of Negaunee wants to rezone some city land. WZMQ's Samuel McKnight spoke with the city manager about the plans and the citizen group hoping to convince the council to reverse course.
320 acres on Negaunee's west side is known as Old Town. This area has been public land for the last 20 years. Now the city council is considering rezoning 5 acres of Old Town adjacent to Snow Street for residential housing.
There's a housing shortage here in Marquette County, across the state of Michigan, and nationwide. And that is the one thing that has spurred our interest to create housing in our community.
City manager Nate Heffron says a study from the early 2000s shows the area is safe for new constructions and not affected by mining. Heffron says this may not be the case for other areas in town.
On other properties, you would have to do the environmental one, so it would say mining occurred there. And then you have to go a step further where you probably have to do testing or further investigation of the soils to see if there's contaminations.
Heffron says it's a necessary step for Negaunee's growth, but not everyone is in favor of rezoning.
It's already a highly used parcel for recreation, and all of the gains we might get turning into residential are hypothetical. There could be a lot of downfalls too.
Protect Old Town Negaunee, a local citizen group, wants the space to remain public land. Resident Jeff Plummer says the group isn't against expanding housing. They just want the council to look elsewhere.
We believe there's better opportunities in the private sector without citizens having to give up their green spaces.
The group also worries that rezoning could have unexpected negative side effects.
This is a pretty pristine piece of land that fits into our recreational plan extremely well.
Heffron says the city council plans to involve the community in the process as much as possible.
We will take the recommendations from the people and other folks and that have interest in the community, and the council will weigh that across what needs to be done.
Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Negaunee.
The City Council will have that public hearing regarding the rezoning tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. at the Negaunee Senior Center. The Michigan Consensus on Revenue Estimates Conference finalized the first revenue forecast for 2024. The Department of Treasury found this year's estimates are higher than originally expected in previous forecasts. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy spoke with the department's chief economist about what the report means for the 2024 and 2025 fiscal year budgets.
Forecasts from last week's revenue estimate conference put the state's returns nearly $500 million higher than anticipated. The chief economist with Michigan's Treasury Department, Eric Bussis, says these new numbers are a good sign for the state's economy.
The economic growth in Michigan continues to be really strong, and we're entering a period where we expect inflation to come down.
At the Consensus Revenue Estimating Conference, fiscal analysts from the Senate, House, and Treasury all agree on the most recent estimates of how much money they expect the state to bring in over the next couple of fiscal years.
It's really the kickoff for the governor's budget process and the state budget process.
The January meeting is the first of two held each year to set the amount the governor uses for her upcoming budget submission in February. The panel meets again in May to update the numbers again before the budget is finalized by the legislature and the governor.
This report and the agreed to revenue estimates really allow everybody to work from the same page.
Bussis explained this month's updated figures estimate an additional $410 million of revenue for the remainder of the 2024 fiscal year. For 2025, revenue estimates increased $150 million for a total of $32.33 billion as the governor begins work on the new budget.
Since last year, we've seen the economy continue to rebound from the pandemic. Growth is entering a more normal cycle.
These estimates are the first step in creating a budget for the 2025 fiscal year. The governor will submit her first draft of the budget to the legislature next month, which they will have until July to finalize. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Meanwhile, in our nation's capital, White House and Senate negotiators say they're making progress on a spending bill to address border security as well as aid for Ukraine and Israel. But they say they need more time to complete their talks, and the federal government is set for a partial shutdown this week unless Congress acts first to keep it open. Skylar Henry has details from Capitol Hill.
Congressional leaders made the trek up Pennsylvania Avenue in the nation's capital to meet with President Biden and discuss the spending bill being debated on Capitol Hill.
Mr. Speaker, what do you expect to get out of this meeting at the end of the day?
President Biden wants to combine aid for Ukraine and Israel as part of the broader spending package.
President Biden will reinforce something I've been saying all along. It's a matter of the highest national urgency that both parties keep working together to pass the supplemental.
But House Republicans remain reluctant to send more money to Kyiv.
What is the end game and the strategy in Ukraine? How will we have accountability for the funds? We need to know that Ukraine would not be another Afghanistan. But before we even talk about Ukraine, I'm going to tell the president what I'm telling all of you, and we've told the American people, border, border, border.
White House and Senate negotiators say border security is a part of the ongoing talks.
Negotiators are making headway toward the most significant border enhancements in almost 30 years.
Before Congress can tackle the big issues in the long term, they must first pass a short-term bill to avoid a federal government shutdown, which is set to begin midnight Friday night.
Will you support the CR?
No. Secure the border, we can discuss funding.
Some House Republicans say they will vote against the short-term bill, known as a continuing resolution, meaning Democrats and moderate Republicans will need to work together.
It's clear that a very substantial majority does not want to shut down the government. It's also clear that I think all of our Democratic colleagues essentially don't want to shut down the government. So I think it's very unlikely we'll shut down the government.
The Senate is planning to vote on the short-term bill Thursday.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she will introduce a motion to oust Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House if he includes more funding for Ukraine as part of a bigger spending bill. Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus the Marquette hockey team's secret weapon, how he's helping the players on and off the ice. And later, an effort to bring an American detained by the Taliban back home. How long Ryan Corbett has been.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
My name's Douglas Hill, and I've been working at Goodwill a little over 14 years now. Goodwill is a place to give people opportunities, especially if they have a disability. You know, it's good to be around people, and the fact that I know that I'm not alone, it's actually changed my life for better. I would just love to say thanks for giving me the opportunity, and I love working with the people. You know, we joke around, we have a good time, and work gets done.
Supporting Goodwill helps give our clients fuller lives.
Is this a scam? If you're the real Joe Biden, say something only Joe would say.
Yum Yum ice cream. Convinced now?
Yes.
New tonight on CBS.
January is custom month at Richardson Jewelers downtown Marquette. Whether we're starting from scratch or recreating a new piece from some old or sentimental jewelry, we'll help you create your own one-of-a-kind perfect design. In January, we'll waive our $395 design fee. You imagine it, we'll create it. Custom month at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
Richardson Jewelers.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
We have a few weather alerts to go over. Freezing spray warning here along that Keweenaw coast up north there. We could see 2 centimeters of heavy freezing spray on boats. Could be accumulating even faster than that per hour. Winter weather advisories. Here we go. Let's start over on the northwest coast, Ontonagon up into North Houghton counties. We could see up to 6 inches. Heaviest to the west of M26. So heads up there. And of course, the Porkies could get a little bit more than what we're predicting here, but 2 to 4 inches for the rest of Houghton County. And as we head over to the east, the northeast coast, about 2 to 6 inches, Alger, all the way into Luce County here, as well as Chippewa County, although they could be seeing up to 8 inches, and up to 8 basically from Grand Marais over to Deer Park. And this extends into our Thursday, 1 p.m. for Alger and Luce counties, and Chippewa, that ends at 7 a.m. I should also say that the northwest coast will end at 7 a.m. on Thursday for now, but Mother Nature sometimes changes her mind. Biggest snow totals in the last 24 hours, that would be Red Ridge. They actually made it twice on here with 30 inches over on the east portion, and then the east-southeast area of Red Ridge hit 7.4 inches. They'll see a little bit more here as we get into the flurries that were expected and heavier snow. That's going to start in that early morning hour of Thursday around 1 a.m. We could see 3 inches there in the afternoon in Ontonagon, and then just continuing throughout the week. More snow is on the way coming off of Lake Superior, where we could have here in Marquette by 2 p.m. on Friday around 4 inches, but most of that heavier accumulations will be again on that northwest and northeast coast here. So if you're traveling along the lake, just make sure you're paying attention to any weather alerts that are issued in the next couple of days. UP temperatures right now still very cold, as we've got about 3 degrees on that interior, 10 in Munising, a little bit warmer over in the east. But of course, it feels a little bit colder than what we're actually seeing because we've got, yes, wind chills. I know, that is our secret word of the week. We'll be talking about it tomorrow as well. So 6-day temperature outlook. This was issued today and it goes 23rd through the 27th. So basically starting on Sunday, our temperatures are going to be above normal for this time of year, and we'll see those warm 30s next week. We could be even seeing a 40-degree moment here and there. So that's for the entire UP as well as northern Wisconsin and Michigan. All right. Past couple of hours, snow showers over Lake Superior, and as we look at our current radar conditions, that is pretty much the case. But like I mentioned, a lot of those snow showers starting to move in later on this evening into the early hours of Thursday, and then we could even see a little bit more snow here in Marquette like we saw there on Futurecast. But mostly sunny skies for the majority of us on our Thursday and possibly even on Friday morning here, especially along that Lake Michigan coastline over in the east portion. And by 11 a.m., we could even see some more snow headed towards Dickinson County. So just keep that in mind as you are making the rounds across the UP. UP winds right now coming out of the southwest and a few coming out of the north, but those gusts mostly focused over in the Keweenaw Peninsula. 7-day outlook for Marquette will be cold tomorrow, and like I mentioned, some sunshine expected, warming up next week.
Thanks, Air. And as these freezing temperatures continue, police are reminding drivers to pack some essentials in your car. On road trips throughout the rural UP, winter driving can be dangerous. Police say to check tire pressure, bring some extra clothes, some blankets, even a shovel and kitty litter can help you get the car unstuck if you do slide off the road. The Marquette County Sheriff says that although these emergency items can often be overlooked, they can make all the difference if you get stuck.
Here and you're on the side of a road in the middle of nowhere, you better have the clothing and be prepared for a couple hours, because the UP, as everyone knows, it's a large area, very dense and not populated, and sometimes it takes hours to see people or get help.
Sheriff Zybert also says there are fewer cell towers on some roads, so bringing flares or a bright flashlight can help signal down help if necessary. Northern Michigan University students are back from their holiday break this week, braving the cold temperatures again. Unlike many other schools in the area, the Wildcats did not get the day off yesterday, and that also continued today. Students recommend to any underclassmen experiencing the UP's winter for the first time to make sure their jackets, hats, and gloves are thick enough to block the wind. Students and faculty say that the cold weather is just the price we pay for living in paradise.
It was worse because the temperature was maybe just 0 yesterday. With wind chill it felt like -23, and that was the worst part. So,
well, as I said to my students yesterday, I said I thought I was becoming a real Youper handling the cold this year, and then last weekend came and I thought I need to go to Australia. So
warmer temperatures are predicted to come in the next few days, but with the unpredictable weather in the UP, it's always a good idea to just be prepared. It finally feels like winter, but the city of Escanaba is working on a project for this summer. Back in 2021, the city secured a DNR Trust Fund grant to turn the Webster Wading Pool into a splash park. After being delayed by the pandemic, the Recreation Department is now sending bid work for the project to the DNR for approval. The project is expected to cost more than planned due to inflation and an engineering change, but several community organizations have already donated to the future splash park.
It's going to be a great thing because we don't have anything like this. The neighboring communities don't have anything like this. And since we have, obviously, the municipal beach is on one side of town, then we'll have the splash park on the other side of town. So I just think it's something new and exciting that we can add to the amenities in Escanaba.
The Recreation Department is hopeful that the splash park will be completed by this July. The Marquette High School hockey team is on a 14-game winning streak, but it's not just because of the talent on the ice. WZMQ's Scott Minshaw caught up with the team and introduces us to their secret weapon.
Lakeview Arena is the home of Marquette High School's hockey team. Inside, you can find the players, the coaches, and an equipment manager who provides more than skates and helmets.
I started in my junior year from high school. I started helping out hockey.
Kevin Stammer has been manning the Marquette bench for 4 years, but his roots in the local sports community run much deeper.
I would say he's an icon in Marquette sports. He does football, he does baseball. He's just willing to help out, and he just loves being around the guys, and the guys love being around him.
Come on.
Stammer, or Kev as the players call him, does everything and anything the team needs him to. Filling water bottles, grabbing new sticks,
Appreciate it.
and even some coaching.
I tell him score and all that, and play, don't get in the penalty box and all that.
According to the players, Kev can be pretty direct if they don't have a great shift or if he thinks they aren't trying hard enough.
Yeah, he's not afraid to criticize us, but he's just, for good reason. He just loves to do that. He loves to help us out.
The coaches and players say Kev is just one of the guys in the locker room and on the ice. But unlike the rest of the guys, Kev gets to the rink 3 hours early for practice and games.
I get my job done.
He does everything he can, to make it easy for the guys to have success.
But it's not just hockey skills that Kevin teaches the players. Senior forward Tucker Welch says that being around Kev has showed him firsthand kindness and compassion.
He's just a great person and just deserves respect for all he does. So.
To find the home of Marquette hockey, you have to look for Lakeview Arena. But to find the heart of Marquette hockey, you have to look for Kevin Stammer.
You're a rock star, man, you know that?
Scott Mitchell, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
The Marquette hockey team will play their next game January 26th in Ann Arbor, and as always, Kevin will be traveling with the team. Still ahead tonight, how federal lawmakers are trying to help bring a
It's the picture-perfect season.
Gingerbread house.
I mean, this is Pictionary. Yeah. Are you not entertained? For festive family fun.
Ski.
Lodge.
Ski lodge.
Ski lodge is correct. Pictionary every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath and Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need. We have the best monthly programs in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no payments, no interest for 18 months with approved credit. Factory trained, certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. Call 800-304-6841.
This is home, it's where we get along. This is home, and together we're strong. Oh, this is home. This is home, it's our town, it's our song. This is home, this is where we belong. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
I'm Gail King with CBS Mornings. We're here for you in the Upper Peninsula. This is now home for CBS WZMQ 19.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Ryan Corbett, a man from Western New York, has been wrongfully detained by the Taliban in Afghanistan for more than 500 days. His family and members of Congress are working to release him and return him home. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp spoke with his family this morning. They shared he's not doing well and they hope to bring him home.
It has been extremely difficult for our family.
For more than 500 days, Ryan Corbett's wife Anna and their 3 children have been left worried and wondering why Corbett was taken captive by the Taliban back in August 2022.
I miss my dad so much and I worry about him every day.
Corbett and his family, who are from Western New York, lived and worked in Afghanistan for several years before they left upon the Taliban's reemergence in August of 2021. Corbett worked for several international NGOs and created Bloom Afghanistan, a social enterprise strengthening Afghanistan's private sector. He returned to Afghanistan in 2022 to pay and train his staff, but that's when the worst happened.
Ryan was detained by the Taliban on August 10th, 2022 for a crime of being an American. This after dedicating over a decade of life, including the family, to helping the Afghan people by assisting them in a self-sustaining local economy.
Members say Corbett is being held in a small basement cell with limited access to a bathroom, sunlight, nutrition, and medical care.
Reports from now freed individuals who retained with Ryan state that Ryan is in poor health with discolored extremities, fainting spells, seizures, and has suffered from worsening vision.
This is the latest image of Corbett. The family says Qatari representatives were able to meet with him in person this past Christmas.
It was very traumatic for the kids and I to receive this. He has changed so much. He's aged a lot and lost a lot of weight, and I'm so scared.
Congressional members are supporting a resolution that calls on Corbett's release and return home.
Very concerned for his life, and I just hope that this resolution and the support that is growing on the Hill will just demonstrate to everyone how important it is to bring Ryan home.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
The State Department lists Corbett as wrongfully detained. Upstate New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney is spearheading the resolution, and she says it has bipartisan support. A new report from the American Cancer Society finds a concerning rise in cancer deaths for people under 50. Michael George reports.
It's been nearly 10 years since Diane Nathaniel learned she had stage 3 colorectal cancer. She says she was misdiagnosed for years.
I complained of constipation, and I was always told I was anemic, so given iron pills, kind of dismissive. I complained of migraines, a weight loss.
Eventually, she suffered rectal bleeding. A colonoscopy found a more than 5-centimeter mass. She was just 44 years old.
I was terrified, also knowing that I had 3 children, I had a husband, a whole life ahead of me.
Colorectal cancer is now the leading cause of cancer death in men under 50 and second for women in the same age group, according to the American Cancer Society.
All we really know is it has to be broadly in something environmental. When we see this cohort effect, it's not inherited genetic mutations or something else that's part of the germline. This has to be some sort of exposure or diet change.
Prevention is key. The American Cancer Society recommends starting colorectal screening at age 45.
The percentage of folks who actually undergo screening under the age of 50 remains low. Increasing screening rates, I think, would be incredibly important.
Overall, cancer mortality continues to decline, but that progress is being threatened by a rise in diagnoses of common cancers such as breast and prostate. Diane needed surgery and a dozen rounds of chemotherapy. She now shares her story to educate others and help reduce disparities in health care.
So for 10 years, I had been complaining since I was 34, and I just felt like no one really listened. And as a Black woman, these are things that we deal with.
She says, advocate for yourself and go get screened.
Here's a happier story tonight. A Milford baby downstate was ready to make his appearance a little quicker than expected earlier this month. Elle Myers spoke with the EMTs who delivered the baby boy.
Baby boy Wisner was ready to say hello to the world earlier this month when he was delivered in the hallway of his family's home. Now, the 2 EMTs who helped deliver the healthy 7-pounder tell me this sort of situation is pretty rare.
Didn't really have time to think too much on the call. It happened so fast. I've had training, but I've never had to use my training.
Nathan Jerome and Chris Golofsketsky weren't even 5 minutes into their shift this week when the call came in.
Dad was not expecting to be as quick. I was gathering information from him. I said congratulations, and he said thanks. He's like, wasn't expecting it this quick. The newborn's brother, they showed him the baby, seemed excited. Mom was in good spirits.
The 2 EMTs have a combined nearly 30 years on the job, and neither one of them have ever delivered a baby in this type of situation. In fact, they tell me their own kids were delivered by C-sections, so this type of delivery is one they were trained for, but had never experienced.
Yeah, it was neat. Like, it was definitely exciting. We definitely a call that I remember. To be a part of it was really cool.
Now, the 2 EMTs tell me their colleagues have razzed them just a little, asking if they're packing their catcher's mitts for their next shift.
Need to get from point A to point B quickly, efficiently, safely? The Marquette County Transit Authority is your ticket to ride. Friendly drivers operate clean, blue and white buses throughout Marquette County 365 days a year. Seniors 60 plus ride free every Wednesday. For information about routes and tickets, click on marktran.com. We keep you moving. Marquette Transit.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, the lovely Lily Singh.
I like your whole vibe. Are we gonna become best friends? I'm into this.
Then reframe your financial future.
Go on offense with your money instead of defense.
Plus the perfect profile pic.
Yes,
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows? When the final votes have been cast? Who will be there when we need a warning or a laugh? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Whether it's on air or behind the scenes, there's a world of opportunities waiting for you. Be there as history unfolds. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
What do you say we get on out of here? I don't care where we go if it's as far as we can get.
Wagon Train, weekdays at 4 on MeTV 19.1.
Winter weather advisories here for Ontonagon and North Houghton counties. I just was checking the weather cam though. Those kids are still playing broom ball up there at Tech, but those conditions are expected to get a little bit more hectic later on this evening, but early tomorrow morning around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Those highs tomorrow, a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing. We'll still have some single digits, but close to 20 degrees. Most of us in that teen category. And then we also have wind chills, could be down to 15 below, but here in Marquette, the coldest we'll expect is 10 below. Yeah, it's still cold. And then we've also got the ski jumping event. This goes on Friday and Saturday in Ishpeming, Negaunee. I'll just say Suicide Hill, right? We could have some snow showers on Friday and then maybe a little bit drier on our Saturday. 7-day outlook for Escanaba. Lots of sunshine and wind chills tomorrow, and those temperatures again warming up next week into the 30s. Finally tonight, an upcoming talent show is getting ready to showcase kids' skills. Marquette's Got Talent is an annual show sponsored by Hope for the Future, featuring kids ages 5 to 18 from all over the UP. Each year, between 10 and 20 contestants showcase everything from singing to gymnastics and everything in between. This year's show takes place February 15th. The show also helps promote local charities and raises money for a college scholarship for Marquette senior high school students.
Reaching out into the community, bringing awareness to the different organizations that the contestants want to sponsor, helps make the youth aware that we need to know what our fundraising needs are in the community, and kind of brings a happy feeling all around.
You can still sign up to audition online until this Sunday, the 20th. Auditions will be January 23rd from 4:30 to 9 at Kaufman Auditorium. And that does it for us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Is this a scam? If you're the real Joe Biden, say something only Joe would say.
Yum yum ice cream. Convinced now?
Yes!
New tonight on CBS. Stuck with engine troubles? Norway Auto Sales and Service is here to rescue you. From pesky engine glitches to routine maintenance like oil changes and meticulous detailing, our specialists have the solution for your vehicle. You can also count on us for affordable 24